All right, guys, it's August 7th. I'm out here doing a little scouting. I actually, last weekend, made this trip in here. It's about a 2-mile walk to get to where I want to be. And I hung one of those SpyPoint cell link cameras that connect to a regular camera and make it a cell camera. I got back up in here last week and I found some great signs, some big tracks. I'm sure it's a good mature deer. But that stupid cell link, it for whatever reason sent me the same 7 photos until its batteries ran dead. So I've got a Tactacam with me today. I'm gonna get back in here, put that up. Camera I know I can count on, because this is a spot that I'm wanting to leave a camera up until deer season, really. But I don't want to have to make this 2-mile trek in here to check it. I think it's gonna be a good spot. This is a waterfowl area, and what it is there's kind of a bend in the creek, and there's a white oak ridge. There's not a lot of white oaks in this area. There's a white oak ridge. It doesn't flood, and I think it's gonna be a good area hunting in the rut. Right now, there's no water, so you gotta walk 2 miles to get back up in here. Whenever the water comes up, should be able to almost boat in. Then I'm gonna have to deal with waterfowl season, waterfowl hunters, and different boating regulations. So in order to make the trek back up in here, it's gonna have to be worth it. That's why I want this cell camera in here to know whether it's worth the effort or not. So anyway, I'm gonna get to that camera, try to get it pulled down and swapped out. Let me show you just a second what I'm talking about. You can see this here's a little bottom. Whenever the water comes up, all this is gonna be flooded. Right over here, see that grass? It's a little ridge, and it's not much, but in these flat lands, that's not gonna flood. And it's just a narrow strip of land that runs down through there. I think them deer will be pushed up on it and cruising it. Little eggshell. If you know what kind of bird that's from, drop a comment below, let me know. All right, guys, so here's my camera, my little cell link. I really hate that I had to walk in here back-to-back weeks. I would have likely just made one trip and been done with it. All right, well, that's done. Since we're here, let's walk down here to the creek, see if we can find any signs. I've already made all the commotion getting in here, but let me just kind of show you what we're looking at. So right there is this Oxbow Creek, and all this, it floods up to right in there where that big tree starts. I've got my camera right here looking right down this ridge, so anything that cruises through here, I should get a picture of it. But what's interesting is right down here is where I'll find lots of tracks and sign that big deer's embedded in here. So I'll take a look around. I don't want to be in here too long, make too much commotion, but maybe we can find some fresh tracks. All right, guys, this is kind of what I was wanting to show you. My camera's probably 30 yards from here, up on that ridge. But right out there is the creek, and there's all that thick stuff. I think those deer are bedding or feeding on it. And look at all these tracks going into it. There's tracks everywhere. I'd love to put a camera down here, but the problem is I know this is going to flood. And I really want this set for fall. So that's why I'm going to put it up there on that ridge. So that way when it floods, you know, the deer should be using that ridge traveling. That's my thinking anyways. And like I said, I'm close enough to these deer that I should still get some pictures of them up there on that ridge. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's one laid out there somewhere right now. That's why I'm trying to be quiet. I've already jumped 4 or 5 deer today and found one bed with hair in it. Anyway, I don't want to go any further up in here, so I'm gonna turn around and get my stuff and try to get out of here and let that cell camera do its work. All right, guys. So I found a what I consider an undervalued food source. I don't think a lot of people hunt these type of trees, and they can be hit or miss. This one's kind of hard to see. There it is right there. It has a very unique bark and thorns. If you know what type of tree it is, you're not gonna be surprised. I say honey locust. This is a big one, and it's got these little green pods on it. They look like this. These have actually been chewed on a little bit by deer or some other critter. There's a white oak tree right over there too. So this may be a good spot for a trail camera. There's several of those pods. This year's and some from last year. Like I said, they can be really hit or miss. You know, sometimes the deer don't hit them at all, and sometimes they'll tear them up. And I think a lot of it just depends on the availability of other food sources. But just something to keep in mind. I may or may not get a camera out on this one. We'll just have to see. All right, guys. So that honey locust is just right there. Okay. So I walked over here along the creek, and I noticed this right here, which is a persimmon tree. I don't know if you can tell or not. This tree has got quite a few persimmons on it. And what's more than that is I found droppings. Quite a few up there by the honey locust, which leads me to believe they are in here eating on them. There's a few persimmons on the ground that just fell off early. Persimmons have been hit pretty hard this year, from what I can tell. Most of my good trees have either dropped all their persimmons early, or they just haven't produced. And I think a lot of that has to do with the dry weather. So right here, literally within 10 or 15 yards of each other, I have a honey locust tree. I have a persimmon tree that has fruit. And then I've got a big white oak tree right there. I've got thick cover right on the edge of this creek. And I've got droppings. So I've got everything that I need to convince me to put a camera out here. A lot of times, you know, when it comes to setting cameras, I like to find 2 or 3 reasons that there's going to be deer in the area. And not just for a short duration, but a long duration. So if I find a feed tree and I know that my camera is going to be out for a while, I want there to be a trail or two beside that feed tree. I want that feed tree to be in a pinch point. Something that gives a deer a reason to be there other than just for food. And right here, I think we have all the ingredients that we need. So I have that camera that I pulled down from that cell link. I'm gonna stick a regular SD card in it, and I'm gonna go ahead and get up on a tree here. This is probably gonna be one I don't check unless I come back in here to hunt. And if I don't come back in here to hunt, it might be February before I get it. And I run a lot of cameras like that. It really helps you out, you know, for seasons after. But heck, I may come here and try to hunt this. You got a lot of ingredients, especially if I'm getting lots of pictures on that cell camera, which is half a mile that direction. You know, this could be a spot to hunt leading up to that. But anyways, I'm gonna find somewhere to get this camera set up and get out of here. All right, there it is. I did end up finding quite a few big deer tracks right in here. It's even another reason to add to the list. I think I'm gonna get some good pictures there. There's only one way to tell, and I'm not gonna know for a while on that camera, but that's okay. You know, a lot of this stuff is playing the long game, not the short game. You know, I run 30 to 40 cameras a year, and You know, a lot of them, the non-cellular ones, you know, if they're back here in here 2 miles on public land, I might not check them at all. A lot of the data for this upcoming season from cameras I let soak all last year. So anyway, we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna get back to the truck, see if I can work on that Sublink. I'm hoping that even though the batteries were dead on it, that if that camera took any pictures the past week, that it's either saved them to the internal micro SD card, or the stuff I was reading, maybe it saved it to that data link cable. I'm gonna get it plugged in my tablet back to the truck to figure anything out. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. May or may not go scout other areas this afternoon. So, anyways, let's see what we got. All right, guys, I'm at my second piece of public for the day, second access. I've already hung one camera on a pretty big trail that was headed into a bean field. Back over behind me here is ag. I'm about a half mile from that spot, and I haven't really seen anything worth showing you. But I found some more honey locust pods. Let's see here. This is a big old tree. I know you're not gonna be able to tell, but it is loaded down. I just wanted to show you here. These pods are all over the ground, much more than that last tree. And something's been eating on them. Looks like they're pulling the seeds out of them and eating whatever, they're eating the seeds. I wasn't planning on putting a camera here. I only got 2 left with me today. I've got at least one more spot. I know I'm gonna put one out, but I just can't walk this by with this much speed sign. So I'm gonna find somewhere, get a camera up on this one, and keep on going down to my next spot, which is one that I've hunted a lot in the past and had a lot of good luck at. All right, there it is. I didn't hang this one up high. Well, I don't really think I gotta worry about anybody in here. I'll try to get back in here and check it more frequently than some of those other ones, because it won't be that hard to check. So, all right, I'm gonna get on my other spot and get the last camera out and call it a day. Well, it's gonna wrap it up for this one. I gotta get out of here and go pick up the kiddos, so I'm trying to hightail it back to the truck. Appreciate you checking it out, and as always, if you liked it, leave me a like and hit that subscribe button, and tune back in for the next one. I appreciate it, guys. Hope y'all have a blessed day.